Welcome to another Jump Start series, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host with the most, with the pounds on the most. I am Savagezweipanda, and we're going to be talking about a brand new series, and Jesus Christ, was I not expecting how much I was immediately invested in this brand new series. And I'm sure a few people have heard about this one, known as Amalgam of Distortion, which is something that kind of really surprised me, the fact of how dark and edgy this one was going on its first chapter of Shonen Jump. And hopefully this shows signs for a potential, they're falling back the reins now they're actually going to be doing some stuff where it's like we're going to have some darker series on our side, or could just be showing something that we've had like plenty of times before with many other series where we've had an amazing first chapter and then it just drops off into nothing. So our main character is Rokumichi, who is a kid that seemingly doesn't really give a fuck about anything for the most part. I mean, it starts off pretty like around, everything you've seen before. We've got the childhood friend character, like we got like, I think her name was like Hino, and it's just like, yeah, fuck you, and she's like the strong, I'm gonna beat up everyone up, and then turn out like we were talking about like, to like Rokumichi's like a friend, he's like, when are you gonna ask this chick out? No, like, you've been with childhood friends for a long time, and he's like, no, it's seriously nothing like that, we ain't got it. He's like, man, like, where the fuck and all that, everyone in class and all that can tell this shit that you like mad got a crush on her, and the only one that just doesn't notice is her. And then during that and all that, we got little bits like throughout all of this, and around this first start of the social like stuff that we had at the start, where we got to introduce this other guy named Kuramizu, who's some new student and looking a little bit suspicious. And when his friend hooked him up, it was actually kind of funny, where it's like, yeah, I need to talk to you about something and all that. It's about time we settle this for good. And then when he goes over there, the bitch is ready for a fucking fight. She's in a fucking like street bar. It's like, you said you wanted to sell this, right? And it's like, that ain't what I wanted to do. I just like, and surprisingly enough, it wasn't because of like stupid reason. He actually just straight up like said to the girl, I wanted to ask you out on a date. And immediately it's like, you see the chick, just immediately blush, like as soon as he got like beat the shit out, and was like, oh, I guess I'm gonna have like go out on a date with you and all that. Like, it's like, yeah, tomorrow after school is a promise, you better show up until then. And it's like, oh, the guy was so happy. He's like, yeah, I got a date, I'm going out with her. And this is where it gets kind of really dark, because he sees a little kid like trying to go right in front of the train. He trips over. He tries to stop the kid and all that, and try and push the kid out of the way of the train. And before he knew it and all that, as he was reaching there, the kid he just phased through his entire hand, and he got hit by the train itself. And I was like, ooh, that's dark. Oh god, like that. And I was thinking like, okay, what's gonna happen to the kid now? And then turns out immediately we see like a bunch of these fucking scientists enjoying themselves about a new subject, that they made the hologram of the kid. And they're like, oh, I actually thought, that guy thought it was the real thing, what a dumbass and all that. And it's just like, oh, you can make the mad scientist joke now. And then we see our character like Rokumichi, and he's just there in a fucking test tube, like with half his body, like everything from like the waist down is gone, alongside with his right arm. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then you see this fucking scientist chick there, like grabbing his fucking guts in a bucket and like biting on him and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, we kind of exited the realm of like really happy clappy shows right now, where it's like, no. And I'm thinking like, is this show trying to be like seinen? Like, it would have been a lot more gorier that we would have saw like the characters dismembered, but the fact that we still saw this kid like pretty much cut in half, like throughout the bottom down, and the fact that they've got this bitch holding guts and eating them, and it's just like, he's just like, what the hell is going on? How the hell am I still alive? And it's like, you're an experiment, and it's like, you can wait for a few hours, and then finding out that the kid's there as well, the new transfer student, he's like, oh, Kuramizu, and it's just like, what the fuck's going on with here and all that, and they're like, well, we're gonna experiment on him and all that, we're gonna make sure like some mad shit's going down. And then the kid goes to him and all that, just act normal and all that, listen carefully or you're gonna die and all that, like, just relax, I'm a good guy, I'm gonna get you out of here and all that, I'm working undercover to collect information. And pretty much he shouldn't have said that, for the main thing, as the bitch behind him like heard this and all that, and it's just like, by the way and all that, I'm just gonna send you these like injections of like these like, I believe they're called like Ayakishi like cells, which pretty much means demon, and transforms him right into this demonic bone looking creature. And you see the kid and all that, he's trying to like stop it, saying like, stop this like experiment. And this bitch, I think she might become a fan favorite or something, because she's extremely like just crazy and just loves pain, and she just does not care. And definitely with like this show, you can clearly tell that this is going for that Tokyo Ghoul vibe. It's like they want this darker, kind of like edgier series from what we're going for, as like the main guy Rokumichi is sort of the nice guy, but then as well, like adding to the fact he's got this demon stuff inside of him, so it wouldn't be surprising if he goes crazy. And we see immediately as he comes out the test tube, he's this giant bone-looking demon, and it's just like, it was amazing art. The strongest thing in this entire series is this gorgeous art. I really like the character designs, and I goddamn love what this demon bone thing is like looking like. And it's like, you really can't do anything about this thing at all. Like, as she was like preoccupied and all that. It's like, and they're calling this like subject number 6 that has unlimited bone growth and all that. And it's like, you can't stop him and all that. He just, you have to aim for his actual body inside of there. And the fact that Rokumichi survived this, where it was like, he's still in there, his will is still in there, and it's like, no, you should have actually been able, like, you shouldn't have survived that. Like, your mind should be completely shattered throughout all of that. And we see him come out of the structure with like all this bones everywhere under his arm, and that kind of explains a little bit why the cover page on it has him with like holding up like a bone arm of his sword. And I was thinking, oh, this is gonna be some D. Gray Man shit or something. Like, that was my first impression, which was not the greatest thing. I wasn't expecting too much of the show. I was like, oh, is this going to be like some wannabe like D. Gray Man or something? But no, I generally was enjoying the start to this. And just the bitch, she's just enjoying this. She's just like, she's shivering, she's drooling. She's like, oh my god, you're way more special than I thought. And I'm like, this is the best result of what? Oh my god, please, I need more of this shit. But then she's like, oh, I've got to go now and all that. Like, because fuck you, these guys are going to hurt me. And I just teleport myself out. See you motherfuckers. And he's just like the main reason that kept him around, and it's just like, I promised that we go on a date, like, and she's just like, what the fuck, you picked my curiosity, kid, but fuck that, I'm out of here. And when that was like a really interesting chapter where it's like, so this guy right now, like, especially Rokumichi, we, like, from what it looks like, he's never going to be able to get that bottom half of his body ever again. Like, which is going to be a problem, because he can't piss, he can't shit, he can't do anything like that, or the fact that he doesn't need any of that anymore, and the fact he's got bone just construction just all over his body, which is like really just messed up that like this kid just had to go through this because of some sick fuckers put like a little hologram on there. Generally, I really did like the character so far. I do think it's a little bit tragic. It did end a little bit abrupt, I will say, for the first chapter, as he immediately goes like, yeah, I'm sorry, but you must die for the sake of the world's peace. And it's just like, what happened to me, guy, and all that. It's just like, what happened? Just help me. And it's just, no, that's where it happened, because I'm guessing chapter 2 we're going to get an explanation saying like, yo, you're a demon, you're half demon, and you pretty much got to die, otherwise you're going to lose control. And that's where it's going to be like, Rokumichi's just like, no, I need to survive, I want to get revenge on this bitch and all that, like all this stuff. So far, I generally did like the first chapter a lot. I think his strongest point is definitely his art. I think if a lot of people are looking for another weekly, really dark, edgy stuff, I hope that this series does really well. But so far, I am genuinely impressed by some of the new stuff that's been able to come out and jump. Like, we're talking about Red Sprite, Promised Neverland, and especially this. These are the two ones. I believe there is a new series as well supposed to be coming out soon. I think it's just supposed to be like another comedy series. But I generally hope that those three do exceptionally well, and I hope they survive like this entire like slaughter that we're going to be having probably soon. Because I wouldn't be surprised at all if we start getting a lot more of these series starting coming out at the moment, and we're going to get pushing. But definitely would recommend Amalgam of Distortion. This was a very damn good start to the series. And just straight up, I highly recommend it. I think this was like an 8.5 to like near 9 chapter. The only thing that starts it coming like, oh, it's a perfect chapter, is I think the ending was just so fucking abrupt. Like, for the first chapter, I thought it would have been nice to like end it off on a little bit, something a little bit different. But we'll have to wait and see exactly what's going to be happening like in the next chapter of this. I definitely want to at least keep up to chapter 3 of the series. But that is all from me, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you much for watching. As always, let me know what you think of the series in the comments section down below. But I'll see you guys though in a bit.